Ladies and gentlemen, I am Staff Sergeant Andre Petway, and I will be the narrator for today's ceremony. On behalf of the Commander, 60th Medical Group, Colonel Gwendolyn Foster, and the men and women of the 60th Medical Operations Squadron, welcome to the Change of Command ceremony, in which the reins of responsibility and leadership will pass from Colonel Mark Nitz to Lieutenant Colonel Robert Heil. Please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Please take your seats. As you will notice, today's ceremony will be uniquely executed as it is vital that we continue to fight COVID-19 by maintaining social distancing. This situation has and will continue to present us with challenges that we will overcome. The change of command ceremony is rooted in the history dated back to the 18th century. At that time, organizational flags were developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each particular unit. The flag served as a rallying point and reminder of their allegiance to their leader during battle. To this flag and its commander, military members dedicated their loyalty and trust. When a change of command took place, the flag was passed to the individual assuming command in the presence of the entire unit. All unit members could witness their new leader assume the responsibility and trust associated with the position of commander. Those who possessed the flag also held the member's allegiance. This symbolic tradition has survived throughout military history. Our goal today is to continue the change of command tradition while recognizing the constraints of the unprecedented times we are currently in. At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce the official party. Please hold your applause until all parties have been introduced. The presiding officer, Colonel Gwendolyn Foster. The outgoing commander, Colonel Nitz, accompanied by his spouse, Francis, and children Emily and Ethan. The incoming commander, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Heil, accompanied by his spouse, Michelle, and his daughter, Caitlin. At this time, please join me in extending a warm welcome to our distinguished guests. The Vice Commander, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Colonel Zachary Giron. We would also like to extend a greeting to all members of the 60th Medical Operations Squadron, 60th Medical Group, and team members of Travis watching today's virtual ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, the presiding officer, Colonel Foster.
balancing right there. All right. Good morning. It is an honor to stand before you today. Colonel Jerome, distinguished guests, family, friends, another thank you for attending virtually and in person. It truly means a lot to have you take part in this momentous occasion. A special thanks to Captain Prinster, Sergeant Petway, for making this event so special. Now we are gathered safely today to celebrate the continuation of an incredible journey from one squadron commander to the next. At Travis, we are trusted to be airmen first, ready medic always, supporting air mobility power and strengthening our community. The squadron is the heartbeat of the Air Force, and under Colonel Nitsch's watch, he took his squadron to new heights, proving there are no bounds to what ready medics can do. With his strong leadership, his squadron stayed true north, taking care of our heroes, past, present, and future, while providing trusted care anytime, anywhere. Superbly, he navigated the Medical Operations Squadron through multiple challenges, such as hurricane support, the Joint Commission inspection, all while implementing a new electronic health record. During this time, Colonel Nitsch also led members of his team to win multiple awards, competitive selections for AFIT, and his leadership was instrumental in David Grant earning Air Mobility's Command Hospital of the Year for 2019. And now, even during these unprecedented times with the pandemic, Colonel Nitsch forged his team to rise to the COVID-19 response, all the while strengthening the bond of unity. We are all in this together. Colonel Nitsch, thank you for taking care of our airmen and the Air Force, always working to do what is right because it is right. Wright-Patterson is lucky to get you as Air Force Material Command's Chief Nurse. Francis, thank you for sharing your husband with us as of 26 years this past Thursday. And Emily, Ethan, thank you for sharing your father. With all that said, I am equally confident with Lieutenant Colonel Heil taking the stick, Medical Operations Squadrons will continue to soar to new heights while keeping the patient always at the center. His selection was no accident. Although I have not worked with Lieutenant Colonel Heil personally, when I read 12 years prior Army as a Special Forces Medical Sergeant, I have no doubt you will have the passion, the commitment, and leadership required to move the mission forward while always taking care of its people. Also, I know Michelle and kids Jonathan virtually and Caitlin will help keep them grounded and remain true north. Thank you for your sacrifice, love, and support of Robert. I know none of this would be possible without you in his corner. In closing, men and women of the 60th Medical Operations Squadron, as the beating heart of the Air Force, you are going from one set of capable hands to another. And I know Team Travis will continue to trust you to take care of its heroes and one another while remaining airmen first and ready medics always. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we present Colonel Nitsch with a Meritorious Service Medal.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Colonel Mark A. Nitsch distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as 60th Medical Operations Squadron Commander, 60th Medical Group, 60th Air Mobility Wing, Travis Air Force Base, California. During this period, Colonel Nitsch led 485 Department of Defense and Veteran Affairs personnel in the safe delivery of health care worth $620 million for 276,000 eligible beneficiaries. His leadership of the Air Force's highest acuity emergency department enabled 43,000 patient visits with a 16% admission rate and drove $186 million of inpatient services, securing Air Mobility Command's 2019 Best Inpatient Facility Patient Safety Program. Additionally, Colonel Nitz directed 2 joint venture clinics in providing 18,000 patient encounters, and ultimately increasing productivity by an average of 155% from previous years. Furthermore, his deft guidance improved management of primary care patient demand by 50%, ensured 100% access for active duty personnel, and launched access to care metrics from last to number 2 of 76 military treatment facilities in the Air Force. Finally, Colonel Nitz's efforts directly contributed to the successful launch of the Defense Health Agency's $5.5 billion electronic health record and the development of 9 lines of effort to support the Wing's response to the novel coronavirus pandemic. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Nitz reflects great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Thank you, Colonel Foster. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, 60th Medical Operations Squadron, Colonel Nitz.
All right, good morning. All right. Wow, seems like I just blinked and we were doing the incoming change of command, yesterday. But first, I got to thank you all for being here, both in person and virtually. This is the first virtual change of command or any ceremony I've done, so this is pretty cool. Colonel Jerome, thank you for being here. I know things are super busy right now. Colonel Foster, thank you for presiding. I know your first 2 weeks have been a little bit sporty, so thanks for finding time for this. Fellow squadron commanders, superintendents, first sergeants, 3 letters, thank you all for being here. And then to the men and women of the 60th Medical Operations Squadron, you guys are the reason we're here today. So again, thanks for being here. Big thanks to the team putting this together, Captain Prinster, Master Sergeant Gibson, Master Sergeant Kenk, I know can't be here, and Sergeant Petway, thanks for sticking your hand up and being willing to narrate, doing an amazing job. Like I said, this is change of commands are always a little bit bittersweet for the outgoing guy. It's been a nuts of the last 2 years. It's been just pretty crazy. And those of y'all that have been here kind of know what I'm talking about. You heard just some of the things Colonel Foster rattled off about the things you guys have done, and those are just kind of the big muscle movements, right? That's not taking into account just your day-to-day job of taking care of patients and AMRO and med reform and air shows and all the other things you guys do without batting an eye. And if I were to well, I'll get into that a little bit more here. But let's see. What's the most amazing to me is not what you guys do or how much you guys do, but the way in which you do it. The attitudes, the smiles, the can-do attitudes, the resilience, the way to keep going, the way you roll from one crisis to the next. It's almost scary how accustomed to that you've become. But you guys do it, like I said, with a smile, with professionalism, and with finding a way to get the mission done. And I can't tell you from a commander standpoint how much I appreciate that, how much that inspires me. And like I said, you guys continue to amaze no matter what is asked of you. So, as anybody that's led a squadron can tell you, it's not something you do alone. The things you heard read in the Meritorious Service Medal citation, I didn't do a single one of those things. Those are all things that you guys did that I get credit for. So I appreciate the hard work that goes into that. And it's certainly not something I do alone. So I'm going to take a few minutes here and just kind of thank some of the folks that helped make this happen. I am definitely going to leave some folks out. Please don't take offense to that. That's my oversight, but not for any lack of appreciation. First of all, Chief, sitting over there. Superintendents are vital to run in a squadron. Chief Moore, you've come in with, I appreciate your counsel. I appreciate your dedication to developing airmen, developing leaders. Keep doing what you're doing. I think it's vitally important. Shirt, we've kept you crazy busy, man. I know we've had some good times, but this guy is probably one of the busiest guys in the squadron, nonstop. Most people hear about the disciplinary stuff, but he's out there taking care of airmen every day. So I appreciate the fact that no matter how busy we've kept you, your passion for taking care of airmen has never wavered, and I appreciate that. Colonel Detweiler, it's like my deputy. I would never have survived that first OPR season alone. Colonel Detweiler lifted that burden wholly off my plate and allowed me to focus on the squadron. As a graduated squadron commander, your expertise, your leadership has been vital in helping us kind of steer the squadron. And it's been comforting knowing that I could, at the drop of a moment, kind of leave the squadron in your hands and never have to worry at all. So I appreciate that. To our CSS, our commander support staff, we've both past and present because we've had a lot of turnover there lately. Thank you for the hard work. Thanks for the smiles and the great attitudes coming in. You make that front office a fun place to be. You keep Chief and I on track, and you keep the squadron humming. You keep those important things to our airmen moving, and I appreciate that. We cannot do what we do without you. To our MDOS key spouses, you guys have been awesome. I think when we rolled in here, we had one key spouse. We built that up. I think at the largest we had 5 at any given time. We rolled with 3 or 4 for most of the time. But our key spouses have been super engaged, finding ways to get out into each of the units, bringing smiles, bringing morale, especially on those crazy days. And somehow you guys had a sense when they needed that. And so you're rolling into those units on those hard times when they need a smile and bring that. So keep doing what you're doing. It's vitally important. To my family. So it's been a crazy 25 years. You guys have been putting up with a lot. I would say especially this last couple of years. Some pretty late nights, some busy weekends. So hopefully things will get a little bit better here. We'll have some more time to get out and do those outdoorsy things that we like to do. But I wouldn't be able to do what I do, so any contributions I've made to the Air Force have only come from your support and understanding, so I definitely appreciate what you allow me to do. To the men and women of the 60th Medical Operations Squadron, like I said, you guys never cease to amaze me. You provide inspiration for me to try to do better and be better and to continue serving. You guys are the example of a professional airman, and that's kind of where I set my bar. So I can't thank you enough for doing what you do. Thank you for the opportunity to be your commander. The only thing that makes stepping aside today a little bit easier is knowing that you've got Colonel Heil taking the helm. And under his capable leadership, I know you guys are going to continue to be those amazing airmen that I've seen. Colonel Heil, you're inheriting a phenomenal squadron of amazing professionals. You take care of them and they will never let you down. So again, thank you for the opportunity to be your commander. I hope we cross paths in the future. And let's kick this thing off.
Colonel Nitz, thank you for your tireless dedication and service to the Medical Operations Squadron. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command ceremony.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Special Order 20-030, dated 10 July 2020. Lieutenant Colonel Robert Heil is appointed Commander, 60th Medical Operations Squadron, Travis Air Force Base, California, effective 21 July 2020, under the authority of the Air Force Instruction 51-604. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. On behalf of Colonel Foster, it is my pleasure to introduce the commander of the 60th Medical Operations Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Robert Heil.
Good morning, everyone. Colonel Jerome, distinguished guests, commanders, superintendents, first sergeants, and family members, I'm honored by your attendance today. I'm grateful to everyone for taking time out of their busy schedules to attend today's change of command ceremony. Colonel Foster, thank you for presiding. Most of all, I want to tell the 60th Medical Operations Squadron thank you. The work that you have accomplished that was highlighted in Colonel Nitz's declaration today is a testament to the hard work and dedicated service that you have all provided. I very much look forward to getting to know and to work with all of you. I want to take this time to thank a few folks in particular, Captain Prinster, Master Sergeant Gibson, Master Sergeant Kenk, and Staff Sergeant Petway. They stepped up and made this all possible. I know that it's been a lot of work to put this change of command ceremony together, so I want to say thank you for your efforts, and it's very much appreciated. I'm very grateful for being selected for this command. I truly appreciate this opportunity and the charge that I have been provided, and I will work hard to uphold that trust. Colonel Nitz, thank you for the outstanding work that you have done to set a foundation for me to build upon and help propel this squadron forward to provide exceptional medical services for our beneficiaries. I want to take a moment to recognize my family, my wife Michelle, son Jonathan, and daughter Caitlin.
I can't connect at the moment. Try again in a little bit.
I think I did that, sorry. I would not, if it wasn't for your constant support, I would not be standing here today. So thank you for always being there for me and encouraging me. To the members of the 60th Medical Operations Squadron, the 60th Air Mobility Wing, and Team Travis, I'm happy to be here. I look forward to working together with all of you in accomplishing the mission in a spirit of cooperation and making great things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Heil. We look forward to your guidance and leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our change of command ceremony. We thank you for joining us and hope you have a wonderful day.